a lot of it in England is persuading the teacher to take it further. The teacher has to go to the head has to call in an educational psychologist. And you can do that and wait. You may have to wait a year to get that educational psychologist to come in and give an assessment. But what a lot of them do is come in and just observe. You know, I've got very limited time. I can come in for half an hour and I'll watch in the classroom. That's not enough. They need a proper assessment so that you can see which are the particularly weak areas and which are the strong areas and how they should be taught. That gives you a platform to start from on how that child needs to learn.
I would say this, and Pat can correct me if I'm wrong, but my interaction with some of the ed psychs in Britain has been very similar to some of the processes in some of the American states, where the schools, if a parent gets an assessment for their child, they're not assessing dyslexia, they're assessing whether or not the child qualifies for services. So that's different than what they would get if they went to an independent educational psychologist who would give a profile of strengths and weaknesses and ideas for intervention and point them in the right direction for services to how to actually change. What schools are doing, some schools, is they just are determining whether the child is low enough to get some sort of extra service. And in speaking to some ed psychs in Britain, I've gotten the same the same answer, but I don't know if you feel that's correct.
Yes, I do feel that's correct. And actually sometimes, even if a parent pays for a child to be assessed independently and gets all this information, they take it to the school, but they don't have either the time or the knowledge to do it, to address it. And so the same thing goes on. I see it happen time and time again, where schools do their utmost. You know, they want to help that child. A lot of the teachers want to help. That's why they go into teaching.
Right.
But they're just not trained sufficiently to know how to help.
It seems like an awful lot is being put on the teachers too,
Yes.
because they don't know how to help. They weren't trained. They're not specialists. And even if they were reading specialists, would they really have the time to give one-on-one time to these children that really do require some one-on-one or very small group, explicitly taught time for a long time? This isn't just a quick fix. You don't just teach a dyslexic child to read in a couple of hours. It takes time and practice, and it works best if you have family working with you on the team as well. But it seems like a lot is being put onto individual teachers. They're not being given the support from their heads, from their councils, from their school districts, from all of these different places, and they're being expected to address the needs of children with specialist needs, and they don't have specialist training or even time to do it.
It's time.